The issue of gun violence is front and center in the city of Chicago, but not Chicago alone. We have a terrible death rate from guns, but there are other cities with even worse rates and states near us. It's no consolation to know that we're all in this together and fighting it together unless we can offer some hope. My people in Illinois and friends came to me and said, "You're supposed to be a hotshot legislator. Why don't you do something?" And of course, after Uvalde and after Buffalo, New York, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, it all came to a head. And finally, we were being pushed to the point where we absolutely had to do something. This legislation is very good in so many different aspects, but I want to address two that really make a difference in my mind. The first is on the issue of straw purchasing. Now, that may not sound like much to many people, but it means a lot to some, and I'm one of them. This is a measure supported by Senators Leahy, Collins, and myself. And the idea is to stop those who have a clean criminal record from buying guns for the sole purpose of giving them to convicted felons to commit another crime. We know this issue personally in the city of Chicago last year because in August we lost a wonderful 29-year-old Chicago policewoman named Ella French. A straw purchase gun was aimed at her head and killed her in her squad car, and then named her partner who was with her at the time, who lost his sight in one eye. It was a straw purchase gun. The man who fired it never could have legally purchased it, but he found somebody who would buy it for him. This bill finally starts to close that loophole by saying we're taking that seriously. It's no longer a bookkeeping offense, a misdemeanor. It's a serious offense that will be treated as a gun crime and a violent crime. That is a step forward. But the one area that I want to close with means so much in so many different levels. We know that half of the gun deaths in America are by suicide. We know that there are mass shooters who do these terrible things in classrooms and theaters and all across the United States. And we also know that the gun violence that goes on day in, day out in the big cities is different than that. The deaths are the same, the injuries are the same, but the causes are different. The most important part of this bill, as far as I'm concerned, and I want to thank Senator Stabenow and Senator Murray for this, is the language in there that talks about counseling and mental health and sitting down with young people and others who need a helping hand. That is going to prevent suicides. It's going to give people some new hope in life, along with the red flag laws that may save lives. But when it comes to children, the gangbangers on the streets of the city of Chicago, 90% of them have gone through a traumatic experience in their lives unimaginable to the rest of us. They need a helping hand. To ignore them is just to turn them free into the ganglands that dominate so many neighborhoods and more death. This bill starts putting money in schools and mental health counseling. That is part of the equation. It's guns, but it's also mental health. It's the same thing. It's the same issue when it comes to ending gun violence. So the money that's available in these schools are going to counsel kids away from the worst instincts which they've developed in their traumatic lives. That is a step forward, and I'm proud to be supporting it.
Senator Murray.